culture, and it was introduced to us that there's this Filipino ethno-linguistic group called the Mag-achi Aetas who don't have a concept of time in their language. What we need to do is we're going to simulate like a day in their life by turning off our clocks and going about our day as normally as we can. And this is especially challenging for me because as an instruction for the activity, we need to have activities throughout the day, and it's hard for me because I'm a passive person, like I'm a homebody. I don't really go out on weekends. I just stay at home and watch my favorite series and stuff like that. But as an attempt to really experience how it is to live without time, I'm going to actively try to do something on this day. There isn't really an option to turn off time on my phone on which I'm recording. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the automatic time settings because it uses the network time. I will put it on manual and then set it into a different time zone, so I really have no clue what time it is aside from environmental cues. Life update. I just got scolded by my dad for removing our clock on the kitchen wall. Nice. I sprained my foot. Kind of not looking forward to taking videos and selfies in public, but you know, let's do this for Comma 104. So, I've been just watching Netflix and doing a bit of reading, and I just left on a sheet mask on my face for a while, and I don't know what time it is, but I'm getting pretty sleepy, so I'm just going to sleep now. I don't know. So, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. I just woke up and I don't know what time it is. I'm just going to stay in bed for a while because I'm sleepy pa. Vlogging is so weird for me because like I need to show myself with hair like this and in pambahay. YouTube time. If you're wondering why I have Skype on, that's because my boyfriend and I are in a long distance relationship and he's sleeping now. So yeah, I have my mic on mute so he doesn't hear my background noise.
Goals and my dreams. It was just like a whole new point of empowerment for myself.
stickers. Eating lunch, placing stickers, new stickers on my laptop, and trying to write my paper for N155, but coming up with nothing naturally. Kind of difficult because I don't know how much time has passed. I'm kind of bored. Because usually time is my measure for productivity, like, oh, it's already 2 hours and I've done so much. My only scale for time is when my boyfriend calls me on Skype, because again, as I said, we have a time difference, so like around the time that he wakes up, I would have an idea what time it is. Parents are going out, they have somewhere to go to at around 3 in the afternoon, so when they leave, I guess that's a signal of what time it is. Because I can't see the clock, I need to measure the time according to other people around me. It's a miracle, unbreakable, their life damage, as strong as her, their life damage. Fascinating transition.
Oh, Mrs. Borges.
This is actually the first time that I'm going to go out of the house today. And I don't know what time it is, but I think it's around 5 p.m. And I've been hungry like around 2 hours ago, but I was too lazy to go out. As I said, I don't usually go out on weekends, and we have food at home and stuff like that. But yeah, today I feel like going out.
I took the Polaroid down in my room. I'm pretty sure you have a new girlfriend. It's not as if I don't like you, it just makes me sad whenever I see it. 'Cause I like to be gone most of the time, and you like to be home most of the time. If I stay in one place, I lose my mind. I'm a pretty impossible lady to be with. Joey never met a bike that he didn't want to ride, and I never met a Toby that I didn't like. Scotty liked all of the books that I recommended. Even if he didn't, I wouldn't be offended. I had a dream that I had to drive to Madison to deliver a painting. For some silly reason, I took a wrong turn and ended up in Michigan. Paul Barabo took me to the giant tire swing, gave me a push, and he started singing. I sang along while I was swinging. The sound of our voices made us forget everything that had ever hurt our feelings. Joey never met a bike that he didn't want to ride, and I never met a Toby that I didn't like. Scotty liked all of the books that I read.
I'm not even supposed to be walking this long
Wouldn't be
because of my sprain.
wouldn't be offended. Now I'm home for less than 24 hours. That's hardly time to take a shower, hug my family, and take your picture off the wall. Check my email, write a song, and make a few phone calls before it's time to leave again. I've got one hand
sweaty pa because I walk. Still don't know what time it is, but I got my sushi, I got my iced tea, and it's time to eat dinner, I think. I'm going to start looking at the time. It was around this time last night when I started like changing the time and not looking at clock. Hiding the clock. I'll show you where I hid it that caused me to get scolded by my dad. So yeah, I'm going to eat dinner. I'll show you. This is where I hid the clock. It's here. Oh shit! Spicy tuna, spicy salmon. Like, it's called Dragon Ball. I heard a girl talking about it that it's super spicy. And then here we got smoked salmon, I think. This one's spicy. I'm so full. I thought it was only like 9 p.m. Okay, so that's done, and I have a couple of insights. For one, I think that it would have been completely different if I did this on a school day when I had to structure my day accordingly to my classes. And with that, it's more difficult because there's this time that's set and it won't adjust for you. So if you're the only one in that society who doesn't have a concept of time, it's hard to adjust, especially if you're, for example, in this context, you're doing it for an experiment. It's hard to adjust because you're used to looking at time so that you won't be late to your classes. You're used to looking at time to see how much time is left in your vacant and what time it is, so you're going to eat lunch. I felt so lost, not knowing the exact time. I know that it's morning, but I don't know if it's already late morning, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's like, because I consider 11 a.m. as already late. So for example, I woke up and then I would measure it. Looking at the time, I would say that, oh, I woke up kind of late. But I had no idea yesterday. I'm really used to scheduling my activities around the time, as in, for example, I would say that, okay, from 12 noon to 12:30, around 12:30, I would eat lunch, and then after I would watch a movie, and then at 3 p.m. I need to start reviewing. I've actually had previous experience not knowing the time. Like, it wasn't intentional. It was because my phone broke and I had too much stuff going on to get my phone fixed, and so sometimes I would have to just wake up on my own and then go to my classes, just shower and like just hope for the best. And for that happened last semester. After doing that for a while, I noticed that my body just adjusted to, like, it had its own alarm clock. Even if I slept late the previous night, I would still wake up with 1 hour left for myself to prepare. It's actually kind of amazing. So I think that if we all in this modern society, if we let go of our concept of time, yeah, it would be hard for us to adjust because we're super used to the system. But I think it would be good, actually, and I think it might actually improve the chance of removing Filipino time. But of course, that is not to simplify the problem of Filipino time, because it's related to our infrastructures, poor public transportation, and other struggles, other factors that affect the working class and vice versa. So would I do this again? I feel like I would actually. Personally, I find that just letting ourselves naturally wake up, naturally like let ourselves feel hungry and eat when our body calls us to. I feel like we need to revert back to that nature that that our civilization started with in the first place. And I think it would be good for us because now we're really caught up with so much deadlines, which is not to say that we shouldn't follow deadlines. We really should. But as in we're too caught up in our world, in our technology, that it stresses us out. There's been researches about being stressed over time and how it affects our health negatively. We need to catch up to what everyone's doing, also because of social media, because everyone's posting what they're doing at that moment, and then we feel the need to catch up to that. Like, I graduated at 21, and then there's this pressure that you need to graduate at 21, when in reality it's okay to go on your own pace. But again, because society is running on that construct, it's hard to break away from it. But I think that we should from time to time, and that's what I learned from this experience, from this vlog. And I would totally recommend it to everyone to try it at least once, especially for us university students, or anyone who's like working and super caught up with stress. This is a way to reboot, to remove yourself briefly, just like a vacation. But you don't need to spend all of that money to go to some private resort or a beach. Yeah, just remove your concept of time for a day. But I recommend that if you're looking to relax, maybe don't do it on a work day or a school day, because it just might cause you more stress. But again, like my experience, it was very relaxing and just nice to let go of time for a while. So that's all. Thanks for watching.